You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Motivation and Mindset Monday, the last Motivation and Mindset Monday we get before the start to the new year. And I'm excited to go over today's show because this is now a tradition. This has been something I've done for the past 2 years on the Cabral Concept, where I've shared with you really the ultimate formula that I've learned over the years in order to ensure that you will have your best year yet. What I do is I implore the best principles, not theories, but the actual principles that help people to get results. Now, in my practice, it's helping people get well, lose the weight, and reverse that aging process. But it works in any area of your life. So if you're looking to improve your relationships, your finances, your career, your spirituality, you can do all of that as well. And the reason is that you simply plug your goal into the specific formula and you begin to work the process. Sometimes I honestly believe, and I've been a part of this myself for years and still am today. I mean, I don't want to kid you that I don't do things perfectly by the book all of the time like I should. But when I find myself off course, I begin to course correct. And here's the thing, really, whatever you want can be accomplished. Typically, big goals just take a little bit longer to get there. That doesn't mean they necessarily have to take a lot of time because you can find shortcuts. It still means that you need to do the work in order to get there. But again, you can find specific shortcuts, and I don't like to use the word hacks, but certain ways that you're able to get to your goals faster. We've spoken about this before. Having a blueprint, having a mentor, having a coach, following a system will get you there. Part of that we'll touch on today, but that is not today's show. Today's show is to introduce you or reintroduce you to the 12-week year. One of the absolute best formulas I've ever seen at helping to skyrocket a person's success in any area of their life. That includes wellness. It includes weight loss. And again, the big five that I look at, not the big five labs, but the big five. The big five is in relationships. That includes family, your spouse, your friends, your children. It includes spirituality, your connectedness to the world around you, to a higher power, a higher being, whatever it is that you choose to believe in. It's also your wellness, which includes your energy. If you don't have energy, if you don't have vitality, if you don't have a zest for life, how is it that you're going to be consistent on a day in, day out basis, especially when you overcome, or I should say encounter obstacles that you will need to overcome? Then there's your actual body. It is imperative that you begin to get to your ideal body weight in 2020 if you haven't already. And the reason is when you're at an ideal body weight, everything in life is easier. There is less inflammation, which is implicated in 90+% of all dis-ease of the body. Pain, brain fog, low energy, etc. So we want to work on that. And the last part is career or finances or whatever your passion and purpose is. That is what I just consider career. But a better word would be more like your passion, what it is that you need to follow. It might not even be something that you are making money from, that's of monetary value to you, but it's something that enables you to be your creative outlet. Painting, art, music, dance, health coaching, real estate agent, whatever it might be. Choose your outlet. What do you love to do that most likely you get enjoyment out of, but you're also serving the population around you, your local community, or maybe the entire world. So what I want to do right now is I want to, again, reintroduce you or introduce you to the 12-week year for the very first time. The 12-week year allows you to accomplish 4 times as much as you would in a typical year. It's something that I was half-heartedly doing from probably 10 years ago, let's go with 2005 to 2015. All I would do is I would create a list of goals I was looking to accomplish that next year, like a lot of people with their New Year's resolutions. But it was bigger picture. It was like, okay, here's what I want to accomplish. Here's what I want to do this next year. And it might have been getting a certification. I did a lot of that in 2005 and 2006, 2007. It could have been going back to school. It could have been whatever any of those things are. That could be part of it. But what happened was, a few years back, I read a book called The 12-Week Year, and I will link it up today. Very, very simple. I mean, you can look it up, of course. It has a very catchy title. But again, you can go to today's show notes and podcast, which is episode 1424. You can head on over to stephencabral.com/1424. And what I learned was this. There's an actual way, beyond what I was doing, breaking up the year, to actually set and define goals that are manageable. The problem is, let's say you have a weight loss goal of 80 pounds. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot to think about. 80 pounds to go. It might seem like forever, especially if you've been 80 pounds or 80 pounds overweight for 2, 3, 5, 10 years now. Might seem like a big obstacle to overcome, but not if you're using the 12-week year. Same with your career. You're looking to boost your career. You're looking to take things to the next level. Great. What can you accomplish in 12 months, over the next 12 months, in order to take yourself to that next level? Most likely it's continuing education. So what seminars can you go to? What certification can you do? And then you think, well, that's going to take hours. Yes, it is going to take hours, but those hours become much shorter. It can be spread over weeks using the 12-week year. And then I could go on and on. Spirituality, your wellness. Okay, well, what protocols are you going to follow? Let's say you're trying to rebuild your gut. So you're going to take something like the Candida metabolism and vitamins test, maybe the IgG food sensitivity test, maybe the bacteria and parasite stool test, okay? So you take those, you get your results back. You get a program 4 weeks after you send in the labs. Okay, then you work the program. The program is probably going to be 12 weeks for the CBO protocol to remove the gut bugs and rebalance your microbiome. Then you're going to do the CBO finisher. Okay, so right there, if you're looking at it, you're looking at 2 12-week years, 2 parts of your year. Great. Well, in 2 12-week portions, you're going to be able to find your results, work the program, and then seal up the gut. So remember, there is a way to work this. But before we get into the specifics, which we will, because I always want you to be able to take actionable steps from the Cabral Concept Show. And here's why. Yes, I'm going to bring things up that are sometimes negative, that sometimes aren't the happiest topics. But I will never leave you just being like, oh, well, what was me? There's nothing I can do. No, not at all. Everyone is allowed to feel like they have hardships in their life. That's part of the human existence, part of the human journey. It's part of a human being. So here's the thing, though. You can't be left with that. You need to know, okay, yes, I'm in this position right now, but there's so much I can do about it. And what I have to do is begin to chunk this down. So first, let's figure it out. I want you to start with the end in mind. I need you to pick a goal right now. 1 or 2, that's it, okay? You'll accomplish a lot in the next year. You'll accomplish so much in this following year. It is the start to a new decade. It's your new decade. You can decide to close the previous decade and start a fresh one. What will this decade look like? And yes, you could come up with a decade-long goal. Fine. I never do that, though, because life, so many interesting, serendipitous things can happen in life. I don't want to pre-plan my next 10 years, but I want to know a trajectory of where I'm moving towards. And for me right now, over the next year, I want to pick 1 or 2 main goals. Will I do other things, pick up other hobbies, start doing sprint triathlons again or something like that? Sure, maybe, okay? But that's not one of my 1 to 2 major goals. Again, go back to it. If you are looking in relationships to rekindle a relationship, like that might be your highest priority, and great. So what are you going to do? Well, we can talk about that as well. Let's say you need to lose weight. Well, okay, good. Start with the end in mind. What's your ideal body weight? Not what you think you can achieve. Go with what is your ideal body weight. Choose that, and that is what we're going to set for your goal. Same with wellness, same with spirituality. What would the end result look like? What would it feel like? You have to begin to get in touch with those emotions. Take a walk. Sit down in a quiet spot. Relax. Meditate on it. Think about what your ideal feeling and being is. Again, start with the end in mind. Journal it. Don't think about it once. Think about it over and over. Refine it. That is going to be your goal. Because over this next weekend, what I would love you to do, or over the next week, I want you to define it just a little bit more. So hopefully you know what it is that you want. So what do you want? Okay, so for an example today, let's take 80 pounds of weight loss. Again, you can choose any topic you'd like. But let's choose 80 pounds of weight loss. Okay? Why do you want it? After you know the what, why do you want it? So again, if it's a new career, if it's whatever, why do you want the new career? Well, you might say, it's going to bring me more happiness. I'll be more self-confident. I'll get to follow my passion. I'll get to do more of what it is that I want in life. And for the 80-pound weight loss, it could be, I want less joint pain. I want to be able to walk up the stairs easier. I want to be around longer for my kids, for my spouse. I want to have more energy. I want to be able to go to the gym. I want to be able to take up tennis again, whatever it might be. Great. Okay. It's good why. It's a good why. No doubt about it. Now, how will you get that? Okay, so for weight loss, what are we going to do? Well, of course, we're going to start to eat a better nutrition plan, whole food nutrition, predominantly plant-based. Let everybody argue over the 10% of what the protein should be. Okay, let people argue over, should it be completely plant-based? Should it be fish? Should it be meat? Okay, take the 10%, 15% maximum of your protein. Choose whatever it is that you would like. Move on, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be too much tongue-in-cheek, but again, don't let that hold you back from how you will accomplish it, right? So you're going to move your body and you're going to follow a good nutrition plan. You will see, beginning January 2nd, just 2 days from now, 3 days from now, that we are launching a new metabolic system. It will teach people, as part of a full-blown course, how to do this. Now, that might be a plan you follow, it might not be. And we're only talking about weight loss. What if it's wellness? Well, for wellness, what would your plan be? Run a lab, hire a health coach, meet with an integrative health practitioner, meet with a local functional medicine doctor. But you need to know what your how will be. Typically, it's finding out what the root cause is. Listen, if you've been suffering for a while now, you need to do something different than you've always done. It has to be different. And my opinion is this: stop guessing, test, get the data. Run a lab. If you believe your hormones are off, you can find that out. You can run the stress, mood, and metabolism test, also called the thyroid adrenal hormone. You will know 4 weeks after running that lab what's off and what to do about it. You can run that with us. You can run it with your local functional medicine doctor. Your choice. But that is how you will do it. You need a game plan. Same with spirituality. Will you get a mentor? Are you going to read about it? Are you going to join a new church or congregation? What is it that you're going to do? Because there has to be a plan. Same with career. What's the next certification? If you're a personal trainer, can you go back and learn more about what a lot of people are doing? And the personal trainers at my center, who are amazing, learning more about functional range conditioning. Will you go back and get a specialty in applied kinesiology? Will you get it in proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, right? Whatever you want. Like, what's going to be fulfilling for you and for your clients. So that's the how. Okay, that's how you will do it. And then it's the what will it cost? Remember, there's a cost to everything. And I'm not talking about dollars. I'm talking about opportunity cost. What will it cost you? Time? Money? Typically, money is not the thing that holds people back. I just want to throw that out there. Even if the certification's a couple $1,000s, well, can you pay $200 a month? What is that? It's $10 a day, right? $10 a day is $300 a month. That would be $3,600 for the year. It's like, can you put that aside? Can you put aside $10 a day? Most people can. Not everyone, and I'm not going to say that everyone can. I've been in positions where I certainly couldn't when I was younger, okay? So I get that, but that's just not the step that you're at yet. So that's the financial part. But what I'm saying is, most people, that's not the sticking point. The sticking point is fear of failure, fear of success, or, oh, I don't have the time. Making excuses. But you have to think about the cost. What will it cost? Okay, let's say you're doing a certification. It might cost you 1 hour a day, 5 days a week in order for your study time. 1 hour a day. Could you read for 10 minutes, or could you read for 20 minutes earlier upon waking? Could you read 20 minutes at lunch, Could you read 20 minutes before bed? I think that you can. I really believe that. I don't want you to hold you back. This has to be your year. However great last year was, or not so great, let's make this year better. Let's look back at last year and say, no regrets, no regrets. Whatever I didn't accomplish, I now have the knowledge, the confidence, and the know-how in order to move forward. That's what you're going to do this year. So know what will it cost. Will it cost time? Will it cost money? That's basically it. I mean, most things can be accomplished with time and money. You want to lose 80 pounds? Okay, we're going to do some meal prep. We're going to carve out 30 minutes for exercise nearly every day because we're going to get that body moving. Remember, if that's our number one goal, you better believe we're going to dedicate 30 minutes to it a day. You're not worth 30 minutes a day? I believe that you are. You're saying that your goal is not worth 30 minutes a day? Of course it is. It's your number one goal. You can't go to bed 15 minutes earlier, wake up 15 minutes earlier. You can't get back, 30 minutes of that day. You can. You can do that. You absolutely can. Even if you had to break up your workout session to 15 minutes before work and 15 minutes afterwards, you're going to get that 15 to 30 minutes in. We're going to make it happen. We can make it happen. And so that's what we have to do. Just understand that everything worthwhile has a price to be paid. And honestly, it's worth it. It's always worth it. And here's why. If it were easy, everyone would have it. It wouldn't be as sweet. There's no doubt about it. So you want to work towards it. And I'll tell you why else. Everything I've ever accomplished in life, and I have a long way to go, but everything I've ever accomplished in life, it has been the journey to achieving that goal that has always been the most worthwhile. Now, going through it, is it? Does it seem like it's all rainbows and unicorns and sunshine? Absolutely not. No. But when I look back, it changed me and forced me to become the person worthy of achieving these goals. That's the bottom line. I had to change in order to change my life. That's going to be our mantra. There is no change without change. Do not expect to get a different result next year if you continue to live in the same way. Now, if you're doing great in one area of your life, keep living that way. If there's an area of your life that has to change, though, for the better, change it. If your relationship with your spouse is suffering, but other things are going well, change the way that you go about your relationship. Make your relationship a priority. Set parameters with your spouse that you want after 8 o'clock to be your time together. No phones, no email, no work, okay? Or, there's so many things you could do. One night a week, it is a mandatory, every Thursday night you'll say, is a mandatory date night. And again, whatever it is that works for you, but you're going to decide how that's going to happen and what that price to be paid will be. At the end of the year, these are small steps along the way. You will be shocked at how much you can accomplish. All right, now let's move on to the 12-week year. We have 1 to 2 goals that you've set for the year. You can always re-listen to this podcast if you're kind of thinking of them over right now. Here's the thing. You have to say, can they be achieved in 12 weeks? Well, we'll put it this way. The 12-week year is made up of 4 12-week timelines. They're essentially almost like 90-day sprints that maybe you've heard about before. So if we have 12 weeks, what does that equal in a year? 48 weeks, right? 48 weeks. 4 times 12 is 48. And that is because it's a brilliant formula. Every 12 weeks, you get 1 week off to relax, to enjoy, to reassess before then diving into your next 12-week year. Now, why is the year spread out into just 12-week blocks, quarters of the year? The reason is this, that when you look at a goal for an entire year, you always believe you have more time than you actually have in order to achieve it. So most of us, we wait until October, November to be like, oh, I need to reach my goal for the year. It's too late, or it causes too much stress. So what we need to do is take a goal and say, can it be accomplished in a year? And if it can't, what can be accomplished this year? Don't set a goal that can't be accomplished in a year. You can't achieve a 4-year degree in 1 year. It's not going to happen. But here's what you can do. You can begin to take your GREs or whatever tests you have to take. You can begin to apply to schools. That could be your first part of going back to school. Or if it's certification, you can sign up for the certification. You can start those things, okay? And many certifications can be done in a year. That's the goal of a certification. The goal is to accomplish real-world knowledge faster than you would be maybe spreading it out and doing a 4-year degree, which again, pros and cons to both. They're both great. It's what's right for you. Nobody should tell you what's right for you. It's your choice. Okay, the next part is this. Now, if your goals are big and it's going to take more than 12 weeks to accomplish them, we're going to break them up over the course of 1, 2, 3, or 4 12-week individual quarters. Okay, why does this matter? Because you will become discouraged if you can't accomplish your goal in 12 weeks. So let's take the person who needs to lose 80 pounds. The goal is 80 pounds for the year. I like that. So what do I need to look at that? Well, for me, I could say, well, that's 20 pounds per quarter. That's great. Can you lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks? Well, if we do the math, it's only about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week. You could certainly do that. No doubt about it. That is achievable. What I would do is I would set a goal. If I have 20 pounds to lose per quarter, I would set a goal of breaking that down a bit differently. I would actually front load that with a little bit more weight loss. I would say 30 pounds in the first 12 weeks because you're going to lose the weight the fastest in the beginning. And then what I would do is I would break up the remaining 50 pounds over those last 3 12-week years. And I call them 12-week years, and I'll explain that in a moment. Here's why. Let's say we lose 30 pounds the first 12 weeks. Then I'm going to say we lose 20 pounds the second 12 weeks. And now we're at 50 pounds. So now we have 30 pounds to lose. We'll lose 15 pounds the third 12-week year and 15 the last. Now I only need to lose just a bit, 1 pound over that per week. That is much more achievable. That is what we call part of our SMART-based formula. If you have not heard that podcast before, we will try to bed that for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. If your goals cannot be put into a SMART formula, the likelihood you will accomplish them is almost nil. So please, I will link that up or we'll embed that at stephencabral.com/1424. You can check that out there. Now, here's what we do. I'm going to show you how we chunk this down. This person has 80 pounds to lose. We just said it's 30 pounds in 12 weeks, then 20 pounds in 12 weeks, then 15, and then 15 again. Let's look at that now. How much do they need to lose for that first 12 weeks? They need to lose 30 pounds. Okay, let's get a little bit more scientific. Remember, every 12 weeks is its own year. Why? Because we're going to accomplish 4 times as much in this next year as you ever have before in your life. And that is because we are going to supercharge your goals and make sure these happen. So if I take your 12 weeks and I divide that by 30, I need to be able to get a specific number. And I need to be able to get that number because I need to know what I'm shooting for. So now I know that every week, on average, I need to lose 2.5 pounds. Because if I multiply 2.5 times 12, I get 30. That is my goal. So now, if I look at each month, each 4-week block during the 12-week year, the first 12-week year, and now you know it's called a year because you're accomplishing 1 year in 12 weeks. So here's what we get, okay? Here's what we get. 2.5 times 4 equals 10. So that means the first 4 weeks I need to lose 10 pounds, the second 4, 10, the third, 10. Now, I might lose 15 to 20 the first month. Great. What does that mean? Do I need to slow my progress? Absolutely not. We can adjust the rest of the year as needed if we like. But remember, with weight loss, you're going to front load your results. So that is exactly what we do. And now I know what I need to accomplish for my 12-week year. My first 12-week year is 30 pounds. But what do I need to accomplish by the end of month 1, the first 4 weeks, to make sure I'm on track? Well, I need to accomplish what? 10 pounds. Okay, great. And what do I need to now accomplish on a weekly basis? 2.5. 2.5. That's what I need to do. If I wanted to break it down further, which I do not like to, you could divide that 2.5 by 7 to get 0.35 pounds. But the human body does not lose weight that evenly over each course of a day, and that's why I only prefer Monday and Friday weigh-ins for people. You can check out why that is on a previous show as well. So here's the thing. We now know exactly what we need to accomplish each of the 12 weeks. And we can break it down, chunk it down, it's called, for a 4-week and then a 7-day period of time. This allows you to always course correct as needed. Remember, you need to course correct as minor things come up. You do not allow them to snowball. As they snowball, they become these huge, insurmountable obstacles in our mind that we never believe we can overcome. But honestly, if we caught it in the beginning, we could say, oh, why didn't I lose any weight this week? Oh, it looks like I only made it to the gym twice. My goal was 5 times. Okay, let's get back to the gym. Oh, here's why I didn't lose weight this next week. I had 3 cheats. Okay, I cheated my diet 3 times. That's not conducive to weight loss. It's just not, right? No matter how you slice it, it is not. Blueberry pie, no matter how delicious it is not going to be the best thing for weight loss just because there's blueberries in there, okay? So again, I know how this works, and I'm with you on this. We all have our own challenges, but we have to be realistic. We have to be honest. And if we mess up, remember, it's just a couple days or 1 week maximum because we're course correcting. Let's get right back at it that next week. Don't be too hard on yourself. Each one of us has our own trips and falls. Remember, tripping and falling is part of the process. It really is, because you're learning one more thing that does not work. Remember, there are only so many ways to accomplish your goal. You are going to figure them out. If you're committed to not making that same mistake twice and doing your best, you will accomplish your goals that much faster. Now, there's a couple books, of course, that will help you look at this to a greater degree. The first one, of course, is the 12-week year. So the 12-week year, I believe it's Ben Moran who wrote this. Oh, I feel bad if I'm pronouncing the author's name incorrectly, especially since I quote this book so often. I wish I was given royalties on this book. But, it's a great book. It really is. It's short. It sums it up. And you can probably download it on Kindle today if you'd like. A couple journals that will help you with this as well. 2 of my friends are great business mentors, and they're great business coaches and great business minds. The first one is called The Freedom Journal by John Lee Dumas. I will link that up at stephencabral.com/1424. John Lee Dumas wrote a great journal called The Freedom Journal. And The Freedom Journal, along with the Mastery Journal, they're both great. They're just basically kind of looking at different subsets. I would say if you're new to journaling, I like the Freedom Journal to start, and then the Mastery Journal is kind of like what it sounds. It's mastering a new thing, and that starts with committing to 90 days. So those are excellent. And then in terms of a planner, a daily planner that sees through that you're going to do these things, the Ethic Journal by Dave Ruel is absolutely fantastic. Those are the 2 journals that I've recommended that people have enjoyed the most. I've been recommending them now for, I think it's just 1 year. I mean, the years fly by. Maybe it's been 2 years. It's crazy how quickly time flies. Honestly, it's probably been 2 years, as well as the 12-week year, which I've been recommending for a bit longer than that. So these are things that will help you accomplish your goals. Again, I will link those up. I'm happy to do that. Happy to pay it forward to things that I found successful in my life. But overall, I want you to understand this, is that you can be, have, and do anything that you want in life. Do not let anyone, especially the voice in your own head, tell you that you are not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not worthy, or that you don't deserve it. You absolutely do. Why would someone else be more deserving than you? Simply not. The only reason why someone is more worthy or more deserving is simply they're willing to put in the work. And if you're willing to put in the work, you're willing to simply put one foot in front of the other, work the 12-week year, 4 of those in 1 year. I have no doubt that by the end of this next coming 12 months, you will look back and you'll be absolutely amazed at what you accomplished. You will become and you will be a new person. You will be the type of person now who is a goal achiever, not just a goal setter. And that is what I want for you. I want all the best for you. I really do. So much happiness, so much joy, so much peace in your life. I want to see you start working towards that the beginning of this year. Thank you so much. If I can be helpful in any way, please let me know. Reach out at cabralsupportgroup.com. Send me a comment on Instagram. Let me know. I'm here for you. I want both of us. Again, together we are going to make this the best year yet. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.